You have a change of heart, wanna make a brand new start. You've been living on the edge with forever as a pledge. No more giving it up, turning me loose, setting us free. Baby, keeping it real, cause we got what takes for sure. There's no turning back anymore. Can you see it's all a game? Life goes on all the same. If at first you don't succeed, all you've got is all you need. If you believe, then stake your claim.
Hey, Rising Thrivers. What's up? It's Monday, the first Monday of a brand new month. It's October 6th, 2025, and it is 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Welcome to Rise and Thrive Together. In case you are new to our show, Rise and Thrive Together is a vibrant community committed to educate and empower and equip you to have the results that you want through real talk and taking real action. So welcome to Rise and Thrive Together. Please follow us on our Facebook page, Rise and Thrive Together, and our YouTube channel, Rise and Thrive Together. And if you want some more insight and get to have fun with us, we have a Rise and Thrive Together community Facebook page. So now that we're all caught up, hey sis, welcome to the first Monday of our show in October. How are you?
I'm excited. It's my birthday month.
I know, birthday, it's a birthday, gonna party like it's a birthday. She's not gonna drink Bacardi. Well, maybe she will. I don't know. He's not. I gotta tell you, I have not seen you since last week, but it's birthday month, and I gotta tell you, the hair and everything, you rewinded time, man. You look so young. Not that you don't always look good, but you got that super youthful glow. So I love this look. Love it.
Thank you. Light is amazing.
Yes, good light. Good light. But no, the hair is cute. The whole thing, just natural face, super fresh. I love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it.
Thank you. How are you? How was your weekend?
Weekend, awesome. You've got your birthday month, and it's Lexi's birthday month. So her birthday's officially this Friday, and we started celebrating for the first time this weekend. So Lexi and myself did an overnight with her best friend and another girlfriend of mine. And we did our first overnight in Miami, super sweet. So we had this gorgeous hotel across from this beautiful mall. It had a water park. It had a buffet. It had relaxation, and it had beauty all in one. So it was super fun. Super
nice.
Fun.
Nice. I love it.
I love it. Me too.
Happy early birthday, Lexi.
Yes. And happy early birthday to my beautiful sister from another mister.
I was like, who that else is having a birthday?
Yes, that's you too. And we were already going to start it off with Genevieve saying, two beauties. Thanks, Genevieve.
Hey, Genevieve, back at you.
Right back at you. So I'm super stoked, sis, because we finished September, right, with the absolutely fabulous conversation about decluttering. If it's our physical space, if it's our emotional space, if it's the mind space, which is the most important. And we've worked really hard this whole entire, I'd say 2025 year. We have had this flow, and I'm super stoked for this particular topic that we are starting out this month of October. We are on episode 128, guys. It's 128 consecutive weeks in a row to have this amazing topic that Raquel has really kind of put it out there, which I'm really excited to share with everybody. And it is as simple as fall fix-ups, right? As simple as fall fix-up with some lovely little, what I like to call those 3 R's. R's, right? So it's repair, right? What else did we say that was? It was, what else did you say, sis? Repair, and do you remember the rest of them?
Not at all.
See how good we are? We're they're these 3 R's, and I'm absolutely forgetting what they are. But we'll get to them. But I love them. It's a really, really great
Repair,
I got it.
remember.
Refresh, repair, and reimagine your life. It took me a moment, but it's the 3 R's. Refresh, repair, and reimagine your life. And I
Wow.
really am excited about this because I've been thinking about it and did a little research around that, because there's absolutely two separate things that are different from when we are talking about decluttering and then what is about repairing and refreshing. So I
Mm,
just kind of wanted to throw that out with you first to share with you that the decluttering is what we said is the removal of something that gives it space, right?
right.
It's that space. And the repairing, right? All of that refreshing, that reimagining, then is a total different thing than the space. This really gives us an absolute slowing down to reflect on what we want to fix up, right? Like that fixing up is like something that we want to kind of think about as I don't know, like whatever, something that we've neglected, right? So we've got the space, but the repairing is something that we've neglected for a long time. Maybe it feels maybe a little cluttered, maybe it feels a little heavy, but there is this whole different feeling about this. It's more of the emotional, the practical, repairing of it. So I wanted to know what some of your thoughts that you thought of the difference between decluttering and repairing and kind of looking at that means to you.
So when I think of the difference between declutter means you clean up, you're
Yep.
cleaning up something,
Right.
right? And the repair is within that decluttering. Sometimes what we have to repair is a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
Yep.
we're so caught up in our clutter that we neglected a relationship, we abused a relationship, and now we're at the stage that we've cleared up some stuff, whatever that stuff is. It could be physical stuff that was just all over, like my clothes.
Yep.
It could be some mental clarity. You could declutter your spirit from all this, everything that's just you take in everything. And now it's time for us possibly to repair, like I said, some relationships, repair some, maybe we actually broke some stuff, physical
Yeah.
stuff we
Yes.
broke. And now it's time to repair. So there is a difference between decluttering and repairing. They're totally separate entities, as how I see it.
I
So
absolutely.
when I'm going to repair something, it doesn't necessarily mean I need to declutter something. I need to get rid of, but I need to fix. And most times, as we're going through this theme for the remainder of the year, once we declutter, then we need to repair us.
Yes. Yes. You know what I just got? Wow, it hit me out of nowhere. It was the decluttering was releasing what no longer serves us, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the repairing is whatever remains, we get to repair it or refresh it or reimagine it so it makes us stronger.
Mm.
Right? It makes us stronger. So like you said, some can be relationships with self, with others. And like you said, it can literally be from letting go to, hey, how about lifting up, rising and thriving together, right? So we've decluttered our homes. Maybe we've decluttered something in our minds and our emotions. But now what do we do with all that space? So, let's give something fresh to our life and give us something fresh to what we love. So I'm looking at myself and I'm curious about for you and especially our audience. Here's my question, my first thing, what inner, I love what you said. There's something about fixing up from relationships. I'm going to start with an inner fix up that someone might be as you decluttered something in your mind, maybe there's something that you now are realizing that you need to repair, that inner fix up. So
Can I interject for 1 second? Because something
sure.
just hit me as we're
Yes.
talking about this
Yes.
decluttering and repairing. Because we've cleared space, now we're able to see clearly things that we need to repair, and whatever that is, because declutter is
Yes.
making space. So let's repair whatever, repair a relationship, repair maybe a house, right? Maybe you've done some stuff, whatever that is.
Mm,
It's about, it's time, because you've cleared the space. Now, what have you cleared the space to do?
mm. I love it.
So sorry, go ahead.
No, I love it because now, like, I'm sitting here and we're talking, and Ellen just jumped in because she was going back to the R's. She was like, refresh, renew. And, and she said, something to the fact that really is beautiful. Like, she's saying that we teach her to own what we don't like and that
Mm,
it's safe to admit it. So to fix it is welcomed.
mm,
Ellen, like super deep, right? Think about something that, as we like declutter that, it teaches us to like see, like you said, clarity, right? We've got something that cleared up, maybe that we don't like about self, about someone else physically, what we don't like. We have the safe space, Rise and Thrive Together is a safe space to admit that. And then we are welcome to like put that repair work, that fixing in that's welcomed. I love that. I love
absolutely.
that is super, super, super beautiful. Um, yeah, so I'm just thinking like, the question that I want to start off with, like straight up from out of the gate, guys, is like, what's the one thing that you have decluttered from last month that needs a little repair or attention to?
Hmm.
Right? Because like you said, that gave us clarity. Just because we decluttered something, right? That's great. But maybe we've decluttered it and now it needs a little repairing. It needs a little bit attention to it. I'll just make it simple from the closet, right? Like the closet. So there are things I literally just dropped off today to, to a place that I always like drop off my stuff to donate. There's still a lot of stuff to repair in that closet. Like physically, there are things to repair in that closet. I'm decluttering, there's space there. And the more space I make, I see the things that need to be fixed up in that closet. Like it's been covered so much that I didn't even know there was a hole. Like there's a big hole. Like
You were
no joke.
covering the hole,
I
maybe.
was covered exact, but right wouldn't know because it was so cluttered. It was so cluttered. Moved a couple of other things from one place to another, and I was like, wow. So there's a lot of patching up in that closet that needs to be done as I decluttered it. And and I use it like I'm not joking, but we do that. We hide things from, like just gonna shove it in there. We're gonna shove it in there. So I'm thinking, we're on here, guys. Please type in your comments, like let us know what is something that maybe you've decluttered in September that now needs a little fixing. And especially if it comes to mindset stuff or relationship wise, maybe you've decluttered something, some miscommunication, whatever that may be. Just because it's like open doesn't mean it's fully repaired. It could be
Mm,
like the beginning of some deeper work that goes in there. So I really, I'm looking at that for myself of like, what are some of the things that I've, in a particular relationship or just the way I communicate. And that's showing up a lot. Like, okay, that's open and this is better in communication, but there are some things still to put in, some things really to put in to make it stronger so that that communication doesn't get muddy. He
mm.
said, she said, whatever, or the noise that I make up in my mind. I have to say that last month was so, so good that, starting off at 6 days in, but the conversations have been rolling and flowing really nicely
Mhm.
because I did that harder work, like doing that, like fixing that, owning, like she's saying, admitting, oh, I messed up on that. Nope, I didn't mean that. Yeah, I did mean that. And that was an emotional, outburst. So it's some good stuff. I'm excited for this month from a lot of different, and we're going to have fun this month too. Like,
Mhm.
it's going to be deep and it's also going to be super fun. So I'm loving it. I'm loving it. It's like McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
We're not promoting anybody. No, like
We're
no.
not like We're not promoting
Um,
McDonald's, but I just thought it was funny.
but one of the things that I am repairing is, and it impacts me, but it's not me directly. I'm looking to repair a relationship, not a
Mm.
relationship that I have, but a relationship between two other people.
Mm.
And I had to declutter or take away some, just some, I don't want to say stuff because it's not stuff. I want to put a word to it. I had to declutter some ideas
Okay.
about this relationship between two people, and just speak from the heart. The repairing is, I've taken the clutter out, the let me try to fix it, and more like, let's work on repairing this, but more so, do you want to?
Mm.
Is this a relationship that you want to repair? And then I threw in a little guilt. No, I did it. It's like, listen, don't be that person. It's like life, you never know what's going to happen. And so why not fix the things that you can now instead of when it's maybe too late to repair?
Mm. You know what? That goes perfect with the reimagine, right? I'm looking at the word reimagine. I'm like, is that spelled correctly? Like, when you type something and you're like, is that correct? Um, but I'm letting that go because that's just silly. But what you said was beautiful. Like you did the decluttering of all of that, and you're reimagining what this relationship between these two people could possibly look like if they were open, right? Decluttering their stuff and being open to a dialogue and having some really real, authentic, real talk conversations. It's not your job, right? To like, and then we joke, but sometimes it's true. We kind of throw in that little bit of like, hey, life is short, things can happen. And that's the truth. That's real talk. That's the truth. But you're not going to force anything, but you are really reimagining that. You are reimagining what that relationship would look like. And like we said in September, it matters to you. And you see the possibility and you see what's possible. And,
Mhm.
you're that person that's taken. So I think that's really, really, really beautiful. And I was just on the phone with someone as well who's going through a really, really tough time. And when every single thing coming at them shows every bit of evidence of being like, we are not repairing this at all. Um, but you could reimagine
Mm.
what it could look like, not what it looks like now. Because not everybody, right? We talked about boundaries. Doesn't mean they're going to be friends. Doesn't mean any of that's going to work like the way it's going to work. But you can reimagine if you can take out that emotion and all that decluttering and all that like angst around it and reimagine like, hey, I can now be at peace. This person can be at peace. We can create boundaries. We might not even be in each other's lives anymore because that's what's meant. But the thing that's in the way is all of that, that other stuff.
It's all the
Um,
clutter.
it is the clutter. It's a
It's
lot of
all the emotions. It's all the attitudes. It's all the I'm the victim, and all of that,
yeah.
that stuff that doesn't it serves. Let me not speak too quickly. It does serve. It serves the person because they get something out of how they're feeling, how they're acting, whether that is attention from others, sympathy from others, one of those, you are right, don't bother with that person, whatever it is, they get something from being and behaving that way. Now, whether or not that's conducive to their well-being and their growth is it's a different story.
Yeah.
Right? But they're getting something from it now that they think is serving them,
Yep.
but it's actually not serving them. It's actually burying them.
Absolutely. And Genevieve says, as she's listening, she's like, in her life, she's counting on the refresh,
Mm.
right? So she's
Mhm.
counting on refresh. She's reimagining whatever's happening in her life, that refresh. So we're there with you, Genevieve, for whatever's happening, that you can count on the refresh. I Love
And how
it.
many of us do that? How many of us, when something's going awry with our computer, we go and we hit
Mm.
refresh because something's just right. You know what I'm saying? It's like, let's
So
hit
true.
refresh. It's either refresh or unplug, reboot, whatever, but it's always a meaning to do again.
Yes. I mean, there's no joke. Like, like we can't make this stuff up that somebody literally put the refresh button. You know what I mean? Like, I love that. Because really what happened was like, I'm just sitting here going, it gives it like fresh life to what we
Mhm.
would like last month was all about like what matters to us, right? What matters to us, what we love, whatever that word is for you. Hitting that refresh kind of gives us that pause that we always talk about, that we always say, let's stop, let's pause, and let's go back to what that intention really was, the thing that really matters to us, that we really love. We can go right back to that space. Now,
And-
and
yeah,
it's not easy, right? But I'm
right.
just saying, like, that's what the refresh gives us the opportunity to do.
I know I hit that refresh button quite often. I'm like, let's do a refresh here and let's start again. And that's the great thing about life, right?
Yes.
We get to look at our lives, we get to assess, we get to declutter, we get to reassess, and if we need to declutter some more, we do that. But we always get the opportunity to refresh if we choose to.
Mm,
See, some people feel they don't have that choice. This is just the hand that I've been dealt.
yeah.
But even in Atlantic City or Vegas, they keep dealing. They redeal.
Yeah.
Every time somebody win, there's another redeal. And sometimes there's another winner. And you won't know if that winner is you coming up because you've just sat and said, this is just my life.
Yeah.
Like,
I got something that's interesting because you talk about your friends. I'm thinking about my stuff. And, one of the things I was looking up was saying, like, how can we tell when something is worth repairing
mhm.
versus replacing?
I think we know. I think what tells is us.
Mm,
Sit and you do that introspection, you already know.
yep.
But then we think about, well, what's it going to take and how much is it going to do? Da, 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 da. We make up all these other stories in our head. And it's like, it's real simple. Do you want this? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Right?
That's it. Yep.
It's just a matter of, but people take time and I get it. That's why, how many of you right now, and virtually raise your hand or write in the chat, how many of you have stuff sitting in a cart right now, whether it's an Amazon cart, a Shein, or any of the other things?
Timo.
Yeah, whatever it
We're
is.
not like at all, asking.
Exactly. I just want to know how many of you have stuff that is sitting in a cart right now. I know I do. I always have stuff sitting in a cart somewhere, whether it's for sneakers or protein powder. There's always something in a cart.
Yeah, it's there. Like, it's not in my cart, but it's in my like list of like things. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we put it in the cart because we're not sure. But periodically we check in or they send us a reminder that, hey, you've still got stuff in your cart. Take a look and da 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 da, whatever that story is. And
Yes.
we do that with our lives. We
Yep.
put stuff, we put people, we put places and things, we put them in a cart. And then sometimes we don't want to revisit. But after
Mm,
a while, your cart gets emptied out. So, what are you going to do with the stuff that's in there that you don't revisit? That you feel, I don't really want this. This was just a spontaneous or urge. So, you know when you don't want stuff. Why is it that you don't know that in your life? How do you know you don't want that sweater? You put it
yep.
in there for a reason. So, what is it? What's the reason? How are we going to refresh these relationships if we want to? How are we going to either take stuff in our cart and make the purchase? That means invest the time, the energy, the effort, the
Yep.
change of mindset, the change of attitude. If we don't go back to the cart, just leaving it there, everything has a place and a place for everything. put it in its place.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
And part of doing that, by the way, is when people ask me, well, how can I take back my power? That's how you take back your power.
Yep.
You take back your power by making choices. And
But
sometimes
that's
choices are not easy. Sometimes they're very challenging and very difficult. That doesn't mean they don't need to be made. And I'm not saying you have to make them right now. But like, let's really and truly look at the things, people, places in our lives. And it's usually people, goals and dreams, visions, you've had them. And it's like, oh my God, I'm going to have to do all this work to get there. Well, yeah. If it's worth having, why not? Do you trust and believe in yourself? Then go get it. Is it going to be easy? Probably not. But is it worth having at the end? Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the reimagine part. Reimagine what your life can look like, because you are not the same that you were when you put that item in your cart.
Nope.
You've changed somehow. Something has changed. Why not take a look? And if you don't want it, and I do this, I put stuff in the cart and then I go back and look and I'm like, yeah, don't really want that. Nope, don't need that. It was just an impulse. Let's stop being so impulsive and let's really sit and think, is this someone I want in my life? Do they pour into me and I pour into them? Or are they just taking as I pour? See, because for me, I do not have friends in my life that just take. You're not my friend if that's what you do. And I'm very clear about that. That's one area I don't need to reassess, because I'm very clear. I pour, you pour. We may not pour at the same time, or you may pour a little later, but the people in my life, they're keepers. What about you? What about your life? Who in your life do you know beyond the shadow of a doubt that person's a keeper? And who in your life is it time to let go because they were only here for a reason or a season? And we are trying our best to make them a lifetime, and the bleep ain't working. How about that? See, this month is about fix her up, right? Fix it up. We're going to repair, refresh, reimagine. All of that takes work. Anybody ever repaired their house? Something in their house? Reggie's got to repair a hole in her closet. Problem with holes is there's always something else there behind.
Oh, there's a ton. Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How many of you repaired a house? Were you able to repair it in an instant, or did it take some time, energy, effort, maybe even someone else to help? But let's really hone in on that. And let's stop thinking, okay, well, maybe she or he will change, and stop it. Who is it that said that? Maya Angelou, when people show you who they are the first time, believe them. What are we holding on to? What are we waiting for? Time waits for nobody. So what are you waiting for? Because time is going to move on with or without you making these repairs, refreshing, reimagining. What I want you to reimagine or imagine is what your life will be like when you start making these choices, making the changes. But I'm going to step off my soapbox.
Yep. Because Ellen turns around and says, it's super interesting how we can flip the banter. Do we want to stick to them or ultimately have and you wrote co-loving, and I don't know, like she meant like a co-loving relationship. I'm not, like when we're talking about relationships, at the end of the day, it's not, and Chrissy's is it Chrissy? I think as we get older, at least for me, I feel like you're more selective with who you call a friend. You see the value of time and you choose wisely. Others, I just wish them well, but I don't have time to waste. That's it. And it's
And then not
all,
feel guilty about it after. You know, some people, you let some people go and they're like, I don't know if should I really have done that? Really? This is what we're going to do.
I mean, I am a little bit different of that. I'm really like blessed to say that, you know, I can really look at my life. So unless anybody's watching the show that they've never told me to my face, and it's the truth, this is real talk. Um, the relationships for me, whatever, I don't have these expectations. Like when people call, it's awesome. I've had, mix ups with people, some disagreements with people. So I repair them. I always share with people. I am willing to play messy in the sandbox. I think of like little kids playing in sand, right? And you get it in you and you got to go home and you wash it off and stuff. But I'm willing to do all of that because I'm willing to do the work to look at, to see what I've said, done, what I didn't do, what I didn't say. I won't know unless you tell me. So, sometimes it's like that. I'm like, Chrissy, you're absolutely correct. You know what I mean? Like I'm older now. I'm not like, I do this work. So I don't sit there and go, I'm being vindictive and I want to hurt, like,
Right.
that's not that. So the relationships to repair or reimagine are in my world the joyful ones, right? Like I'm like reimagining what the show could look like, right? 6 months from now, where we can go with this, like, so I'm blessed because I do the work for that. I do that work. I see what's possible. Then we can have conversations about it. And it's okay if we're not on the same level of that, but like, it's all in like really good stuff. I see other people, like you were saying, like people in your life says that's like struggling and you're like, like we can try, but I've let go of the fixing, like you said. So that's why I love Fix It Up, like the fixing part of it. And it's fun. It's a fun thing because we're talking about what are the things that I really need to look at for myself, like fixing up my closet or a mindset. And it's not like there's anything wrong with me or wrong with someone else. It's really just getting very straight in a real conversation. Does this pour into me? Does this serve me? Nothing's 100% even 50-50, but like it's mutual, right? It's mutual. Sometimes it's a 60-40. Sometimes it's a,
Right.
vice versa, but it's never like 90% me. They only give me 10%.
If that.
Right. Exactly. So those are the type of things. And yes, Chrissy, I agree with you. Choosing wisely is that. And so, and for me, this whole entire month is, and it's, by the way, if you believe in this or not, the fact is, the real truth is there's a full moon out tonight, just to let you know. And inside of you dig the kind of like thing that I love, full moons and super moons, all goes perfectly into this conversation. So you can go look it up and you can go do it. And everything is about clarity and taking courageous steps and being able to use your voice and repairing, things in your life and everywhere else so that you can move forward. But the question, the woman who I follow all the time is, does this serve me? Does this serve you? Does this move what matters to you forward? Like, is this action moving this forward? So I love that we were having this conversation.
And it's about being intentional, right? And
Yeah.
I get what Chrissy said, she's older, but not necessarily in numbers,
Yeah.
right? And it's not older. You're just more intentional. You've gotten wiser. You've had certain experiences that you have, or we all have allowed certain experiences to make a change in us. So please don't misconstrue older as in numbers, because I know some folks who are older, and I don't need to say nothing else right there. My face said it all. So please don't think, oh, because you are 50 or 60 or 70, that, you've got it all together. I'm going to give you this face.
That's right.
Right. So I am so stoked about this month because, like Red said, we are going to be having some fun. So when you think fix her up or fix it up and you hear repair, refresh, and reimagine, really and truly listen to the words repair, refresh, and reimagine. Because we're going to have fun with those words. When I tell you fun is going to be totally different than what you're used to.
Like we were doing right now. We got
Yeah.
into the deeper stuff, but we're definitely, and they're all important.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, they're all important. I do want to like have Ellen give her props because Ellen wanted to just recorrect herself to say that, in there she's saying that. Oh wait, that was not the one, Ellen. But thank you for that. She was saying earlier that she said, in the relationships and meant to do. Would we rather be punitive or find fulfillment in the relationship,
Mhm.
right? So I love that. I love that.
Awesome.
So thank you
Awesome.
for that. But yeah, I'm excited for this whole, hey, having some different fun. Big birthday month. Raquel's big birthday month, people. So it's gonna be lots of fun. Let's celebrate. To me, the minute the month comes, I don't care where your birthday is. If it's, October 1st, you celebrate for the whole entire month. If you're
I
in the
remember
middle.
one year I gave myself, oh, I won't say the number, but I gave myself a gift every day in the month of October. Some
Ooh.
days I got 2 gifts, some days I got 3 because my friends were helping me reach the number that the age that I was turning. They wanted to, I wanted that many gifts in the month, and I did it. So, yay. My friends are supportive. I love them.
Oh my goodness. I mean, that's just super fun. When you want to talk about refreshing something and reimagining, like that's just super fun. So, birthday, anniversary, whatever that is, I never thought about that. That is something to think about, to say, give yourself a gift, enroll others in your life, to
Yes.
have those gifts enter your life for Raquel, that specific number that she turned. So, how fun is that?
It was absolutely cool, and they didn't have to be expensive. Like, I got a map of the USA and with pins, so I put in what states I've been to, and it's a double pin if I went to a basketball game there, because that's on my bucket list. So, yeah, I have fun with it, you know?
Oh my God. So that's making me think of like a whole bunch of stuff. So, woo, fun, fun,
I
fun stuff.
know.
That's different. That's reimagining things differently. That's, I think, refreshing up birthdays and anniversaries and cool stuff like that. I mean, it's as simple as that, guys. We got super deep into it, but it could be as simple and fun inside a conversation that you never thought of. I did not think of that. So, ooh, I'm definitely,
Absolutely.
I
But
love it.
listen, guys, we want you to buckle in. This month is different. I'm having a lot. We'll have a lot of fun with our guest that's coming on and the things that we'll learn to do. We're giving you hints
Hints.
if you're paying attention. But anyway, guys, it is always such a pleasure to be here with you. We absolutely enjoy the conversation and dialogue back and forth. Thank you so much. Like Red said earlier, if you are not a part of our community, please get into our community. It's Rise and Thrive Together community. Join us. We love having you. And we just really and truly do appreciate you all so very much for your support over the last 2 years, 2.5 years.
2.5 now, almost. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been incredible. And we are looking forward to so much more. So, as we always like to say, and how we end our show, because it's so true, it's only together that we can rise and thrive. Till next time.